Leslie, this is a very good time for this because I just this morning got your Christmas present, that wonderful shaving kit. Now, I have no excuse not to shave more than once a week. I've only been shaving once a week and everybody's been very annoyed with me because I don't really look like I have a beard, but I don't look decent. So now I'll have to shave 3 times. Every other day I'll be shaving. And also I want to mention that the wonderful shaving kit you gave me is like my father's. Yes, the double-edged shaver and the shaving brush. Thank you very much. What else am I going to? I have one little story about myself when I was in elementary school. It's just a very short story, but it shows the importance of family watching their children play sports. I think I told you about how Summit had 6 elementary schools, and 5 of them played soccer. The 6th was the black school. They didn't have enough students to really have a soccer team. So they were five soccer playing elementaries. And so Franklin School played 4 of them, the other 4, and played them twice. That was an 8-game schedule. And Franklin School was always the champion as far as I know. Always was and always will be. But we split with our hated rivals, Brayton, one year. I think it was my senior year. I was 11 in 6th grade, and we split with Brayton, and therefore we had to have a playoff game. And the playoff game was so late, it was so cold. I can remember the day in November or early December. It was so cold. There was nobody there to watch. Nobody. I mean, not one soul was there. Just the 2 teams, the referee, and my grandfather. My grandfather was there. He was sitting in his fold-out deck chair, and he had on his Canadian overcoat and his hat, his gloves, his scarf, and of course he had a lap robe, and he was the only one watching, and he was watching his grandson, and I've never forgotten that. Okay, but that's one of my most pleasant memories. Of course, Franklin won, so. All right, I'm going to tell you about the most amazing coaching job in the history of basketball. Now, Franklin School, as far as I know, we never had any basketball instruction of any type. We had one hard court, outdoor court behind Franklin School that, as far as I know, nobody ever played basketball on. Franklin School didn't have a basketball, so I don't know who played basketball. Certainly nobody I know. And the basketball court was used basically for roller skating. But come the winter, Franklin School had to play basketball against all the other elementary schools. And when I was a senior, I don't recall being elected the captain of the Franklin basketball team, but I was de facto captain. None of us could play basketball. I don't know how we even knew the rules, but we knew the rules somehow. I only recall one time a junior high school student was sent out to help us organize our first day of practice. And I don't know of any other person ever showing up. I don't know how any of us even knew how to play basketball. But we had a practice match in the YMCA downtown in Summit, and the YMCA was a beautifully equipped place. I mean, it had everything. I mean, a full-size basketball court, a wonderful, huge swimming pool, indoor swimming pool. It had boxing rings. It had everything: ping pong, billiards, you name it. Beautiful Y. And of course, Brayton School, our hated Brayton School, was in easy walking distance of the Y. So I assumed that they were working out at the Y all the time. And we had a basketball practice match before the season began with Brayton. And they beat us like 30-10. 30-10. And the only reason we had 10 points, I'm sure, is because they never even bothered to guard us. They didn't even bother to guard us. And if you don't think 30 points was a lot of points, I mean, our high school team scored between 30 and 35 points a game. That was our high school. And Brayton scored around 30 on us. And oh my God, what a disgrace for us. And now the season's about to begin, and I'm the de facto captain. And so I remember telling the team, I said, Brayton is going to be so overconfident. They're going to be so overconfident that we're going to have a chance. And I kept giving them pep talks. I don't know how we even ran a practice, because I couldn't dribble. I could shoot, but I couldn't dribble. I had a hard time catching a basketball that was thrown at me at any speed. I was always fumbling the basketball. Once I got a grip on it, I could shoot it. But I don't remember how we even put a team on the floor. I guess maybe when we were at the Y on that practice game, we had some help from the Y people. But anyway, comes our first game against Brayton, and I'm saying to the team, they're going to be overconfident. We're going to play just really hard, and we're going to surprise them. And you know what? We beat them 12-10. 12-10. We beat the hated Brayton. And but there's going to be a rematch, and sure enough, there's a rematch that's going to decide it all. And I said, we're going to do something entirely different here. We're going to play no offense. We're going to play man-to-man defense, and you're never going to leave your man, and you're not even going to lead your man to go on offense. You're going to just stay with your man and keep him from getting the ball and snuff him out. But I say, if you get the ball deep in our territory, just throw it back up the court. I said, if we try to pass and dribble, they're going to intercept and score. So I said, the only time we're going to try any offense is when we get a ball deep in their territory. If you can get a ball, just shoot it. Try to pass it. So the game goes, and I'm always yelling at everybody to just guard their man. And now the game is almost over, and guess what the score is? Guess what the score is? 2-0 in favor of Brayton. This is a basketball game. 2-0 in favor of Brayton. And suddenly there's a ball loose at their end. I grab it, go in for a layup. And I know this, I can see it in my mind's eye as I went up. I was hit from behind like somebody dove at me, and they took my legs totally out from under me. And as I sailed by the basket, I'm lying flat on my back, sailing through the air, and I said, I might as well throw the ball up. And I threw it up, and I could hear it bouncing around up there, and then I crashed flat on my back, and over the end of the court. I was shook up, but not hurt, but I was shook up. And when I got up, I found out that my ball had gone through, and the score was now 2-2. And I had a foul shot coming, and I sank the foul shot, and Franklin School beat Brayton 3-2. I consider now, in retrospect, that my senior year in elementary school was the highlight of my athletic career. Captain of the soccer team, mastermind, player coach of basketball. Goodbye.